Thank you so much for joining us at the Almond stage for our next presentation. I'd like to introduce Jared Morris, Sales Manager at Borrell USA, and Charles Brody, Global Sales Manager from Borrell, Spain. They will run you through 100 years dedicated to almond machines. We'd also like to thank Borrell USA for being a gold sponsor at Almond Conference 2021. So please give a warm welcome to Charles and Jared.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. This is a special year for us, our 14th consecutive year as a gold sponsor of the Almond Conference. 2022 marks our 100th year in the almond processing business. So we'd like to start with a quick video kind of highlighting our past and also celebrating our development plans for the future. screen mode.
Big screen and then take it all the way up to the top, I guess. Because that's the last bit, isn't it?
It is. How's that on a timer?
Yeah. And then take it all the way up. And then go big screen.
I don't know that mode.
That's okay. Cool.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, well, that was just a snapshot of the past and present. Now I'm going to hand it over to Charles Body, who will go through machinery available in 2022.
Thanks, Jared. So we managed to squeeze 100 years of history into a short 5-minute video. Now what I wanted to do was just present a little bit of some of the new machines that we're presenting for 2022, just to show what what's been keeping us busy during lockdown. I think it's going to be a record year in terms of how many new machines we've launched. First up is the Huller Combo. This is a multitasking machine in that what it does is it actually incorporates a huller, a cleaner, and a sizer. It's something we're introducing across the Mediterranean and here in California as well, that can hull the almonds, separate the in-shell into 2 sizes, aspirate all the hulls, and then if we produce any meats in the process, we recover those meats as well, all in one compact machine with a small footprint. And it does about 25,000 pounds an hour as well. Next up is the hard shell cracker. This has really been the basis of what Borrell's been doing for the last 100 years. In 1922, Angel Borrell invented the first automatic cracking machine for almonds. And this is really the culmination of that idea and that invention. It's a machine that takes the harder shell variety almonds. What it does is it sizes each one individually in shell twice, and then we crack it individually according to the size. So it's really the closest you can get to hand cracking, but mechanically. So we get very, very little chip and scratch, mechanical damage, splits, or broken. It really is a machine, as the video said, it's ahead of its time. And this is the 2022 latest model, which has 18 cracking bars instead of just 8 cracking bars. This will do about 12,000 to 14,000 pounds per hour of in-shell almonds. And in one machine, we do the sizing and the cracking. And then they come out in 18 different sizes, which you can then take off to a screening deck or a gravity table. So this is really the latest and greatest cracking machine that we've developed. Shear rolls, I think everybody in California is familiar with shear rolls, so I don't want to go into too much detail about that. Basically, we've introduced shear rolls into cracking all different types of almonds because the Borrell cracking lines can take on any type of almonds. The hard shell stuff from Europe, the paper shell stuff from California and Australia, and anything in between. So if you look at a Borrell cracking line, really what you have is 3 different types of technology integrated into that one line. So we've got the rotary shellers for the soft shell stuff. We've now got the shear rolls as well, and the hard shell crackers. So between those 3 types of technology, we can take on any type of almonds that you want to throw at us. The shear roll we're actually using in Europe for the in-shell returns, just to crack them a little bit, and then they go through our rotary sheller, and that finishes off the job without doing too much mechanical damage. Sizers. We do a lot of sizers and shakers, and this new sizer that we have here with the turbo sort screen, it's the first sizer that we've done US style. What does that mean? It means we're actually sizing downhill. Anyone who's familiar with how we do the sizing in Europe is basically we use round hole screens and we size in an uphill motion. So we get a very, very accurate size of almond, the kernels or the meats. And we get 3% maximum deviation on the sizes. So this is the first time that we've actually brought out downhill sizers to be able to do pieces per ounce, US style. The separator, it's a very emblematic machine for Borrell. It's there's more than 1,000 of these machines working all over the world on all sorts of different applications. It was a machine that was ahead of its time as well, in that it actually incorporates several machines in one. This is a typical machine that you'd put after the sheller. And what we do is we receive the shell and the kernels and the in-shell, and with one machine we separate clean shell on the one side, almost clean meats on the other, and then the in-shell return that goes back to the crackers. So it's a 3-in-1 machine, and this is the biggest version we've done so far. This is good for about 14,000 pounds an hour, 15,000 pounds per hour. It's a brand new machine. We just started, we launched it last year, and we've already sold 30 odd machines. Smart elevators. Bucket elevating isn't anything new. All we've done really is taken the traditional bucket elevator and we've made it more user-friendly, more hygienic. There's no nooks and crannies for dirt and dust and bacteria to accumulate. We've totally enclosed the elevator as well. We've put some doors on, so we've got good access. We've got a jog system as well, so you press a pedal or press a button and it jogs forward one bucket to be able to remove and clean and sanitize. We put variable frequency drives on the elevators as well, so it's a really neat anti-blocking system, so we don't stretch the chain, we don't twist or damage the buckets. So the elevators are pretty nifty. That's not a very technical word. Slicing. We partner with a Belgian company called FAM. They really are specialists in the. Is this mic working? Yeah. Okay. They specialize in cutting. So we've collaborated with them for about the last 10 years, and the Centris slicer is really the ultimate slicer that you can have for almonds. It does around 4,000 pounds per hour. It's got a sure set system where you can very easily set the thickness of the slice that you want to do. You can go from fine, medium to thick slice with just 3 clicks on the adjustment screws that hold the 16 cutting blades in position. So really this machine has taken the industry by storm in so much that we've replaced a lot of older cutting machines and we've replaced them with these slicers. To give you an idea, the capacity of this machine, which is, as I said, about 4,000, 5,000 pounds per hour, it does 4 to 5 times more than our nearest competitor. So it's been a very successful new machine, a new launch for Borrell and for FAM. Slivering and dicing. This is a new machine that takes split almonds and basically turns them into slivers. So we take the almond halves, run them through some knives, and we can do the different sizes of thickness as well. All of these new machines that we're developing, really, the emphasis is on hygiene, accessibility, yield, and we're looking for a perfect cut as well. To get a perfect cut, it's not just the machine that does that. You need to plasticize the product before it goes into the slicer or the slivers machine, so you need to get the right moisture, you need to get the right temperature as well. They're critical. You can't just rely on one machine to do a perfect job. You have to have the conditioning done correctly. So we also manufacture all of that equipment as well. Ultrafine almond flour. This is something that's really taken off in the last 2 to 3 years. Borrell's been manufacturing an almond flour machine for forever with granite rolls, and they've always done a pretty neat job. We used to get maybe 30% ultrafine, 70% regular flour out of the granite rolls, and then we came up with the idea of using refrigerated stainless steel rolls. And that really has been a game changer because it means everything coming out of these flour machines is ultra fine. That means it would go through a 30 mesh or a 0.6 millimeter screen. So the beauty of having a machine like this in your line is that you don't have to prove that it's ultra fine. So you don't need to put another screen ahead of this machine to screen out everything. You just need to have something to be able to take out the clumps and the lumps. We're doing a lot of new lines with the scalders and thermal conditioners and pasteurizers as well. That's something that that the industry, obviously, with the value added, people are looking at putting in more scalders. Um, our scalder is a traditional system. We use hot water. We don't use steam, so we get a whiter blanche. And we build bigger units now. We used to just do 3,000 pounds per hour, and the new units are doing 6,000 to 7,000 pounds per hour. So we've got bigger on that, but we've stayed true to the original idea of just having a very, very hot bath of water, where it's 96 degrees Celsius. So it's almost boiling, not quite. But the almonds are in contact with water rather than steam, so we do get that nice white color. Another thing that separates us from our competitors is the fact that we use smaller rolls, and they're more manageable, and they're lighter weight, so they're less bulky, and you don't have to be Schwarzenegger to lift them up and swap them over. That's something we do differently. Also, I think it's important to emphasize that we have a two-pass system. So we just have two sets of rolls to remove the brown skin from the almonds when we blanch, whereby our competitors use three passes. That produces more splits. So I think, especially with the newer varieties that we're seeing in the Mediterranean, which are a little bit less robust, I think this is a big advantage. The Borrell Smart Sorter, it's a big white cube, as you can see from the photo, but it's actually housing a fair bit of technology. We've got 5 fans and a pretty nifty 3mm perforated punched inclined screen. So what it does is it's a PC controlled gravity table. So it does a very, very nice job cleaning up meat, cleaning up hash, typically before you go into an optical sorter to finish off the job. Borrell has been building roasters and dryers now for several years. We do lines for roasting from about 800 pounds an hour right up to about 10,000 pounds per hour. We can do single pass or multi-pass dryers. We have the burners housed on the roof as well, so we don't have any direct flame that's in the roasting or the drying area, which makes them safe. We recirculate the air as well as much as possible, so we only expel the moist air out of doors. So yeah, our roasters and dryers as well, we're using new technology on that. They're all PC controlled. We're using more sensors to detect overheating, smoke as well, and basically trying to use as much new technology as possible to bring what is roasting and drying into the into the future. Okay, that's all from Jared and myself. I'd just like to wish you happy holidays, and we've got the big booth with the big TV and the Borrell USA sign over us. So if anyone wants to stop by and grab a hat or a mug or a pen and a mouse pad, or all 4 or 5, then we'll look forward to talking to you. Thank you.